good afternoon, and good night from wherever you guys are watching. This is the first episode of the Chalk Talk podcast. I'm your host, Tony,
And Nick.
and we are here to talk about the Kentucky Oaks today. The field looks good. It's a 14 horse
14 horses as of
race,
right now.
and it looks like it's going to be a tough one, but there is a heavy favorite, guys. Just remember, we hate the favorites here in this podcast, and we're trying to beat them.
Oh, show.
So, what's up, Nicholas? What you thinking about this race?
I think it's going to be a really good race. I think it's going to be a fast-paced race for the distance. I think a couple horses will keep up with the favorite and maybe even take them. What I'm looking at, I think the weather might affect the race.
What's the
Some of
weather
these
looking?
horses run synthetic, and there's a thing called kickback, and that's basically where dirt gets kicked in the face of anyone running behind the leaders. So if you're not a horse that's used to running in the lead, a sprinter, as they would say,
Yeah.
then you're going to get pelted by basically mud coming at your face. It's almost like running and someone pelting you with pebbles.
So we were having a chance of rain and meatballs.
They're saying 70% chance, so that could affect everything. And then it's a later race, so that means the dirt's going to be a lot more messier than when you're running in the morning. So it's going to be a good one.
Well, I think it's time to get to it. We're gonna
Well, let's do this.
evaluate
Let's
every
do
horse
this.
correctly. We're gonna evaluate every horse as our opinion. Just remember, guys, we're not professional at this. We're not telling you to bet your houses, bet your wife,
Don't
bet
bet
your
the
kid.
house. Whatever you do.
Don't do none of that. But bet with us or against us, but just win money. That's the whole
Yep.
point of this podcast:
Just
is
have fun.
to have fun, teach you guys about horse racing, and if possible, make good money.
That's right. That's right.
So bear with us, guys. I'm about to share something on the screen with information on the first horse we're looking at. His name's Early On. I will be sharing that now.
And basically, all the horses running in this field are fillies, which are the female. They'll be running against each other today. Actually, on Saturday
That's
or
correct.
Friday.
That's correct.
So
So as I told you guys early on, did some handicapping on this horse, and from the pedigree, as you guys see, of Union Rags, really good really good pedigree, good horse back in the day. I remember when I used to see him run at Aqueduct and all the up there, good racing. So what I have for this horse, basically, as you guys see, placed second recent start at Aqueduct, lost to her rival, sorry, Ballerina d'Or, placed second at Colonial Downs, and had a first place maidens race. Very easy race. Did not show any speed prior to those races. For a reason, this horse is um on the look in my radar is because of her improvement, as you guys see, in her last three races compared to her first three races. She's been improving, as you guys see. This is a 3-year-old filly. That's all I have for her.
the only thing I see, Tony, is that this horse has only won a maiden race. And for those that are tuning in for the first time and trying to learn along as to this this little cast we have, maiden races are basically races for horses that have never won. So basically, you're running against other horses about the same level as you. So basically, maiden race, usually when you win a maiden race, they'll bring you up to run with the bigger boys or girls. And usually, if you don't fare well, you're not really going to be up to par. You're basically at a high school level trying to play college basketball
Yeah, yeah,
with your second race. And what I see with this horse, it really didn't improve much. Like I said, if you go back to earlier. So what I'm looking at is, basically this horse won, and then it came in second place, and it ran about the same distance, and it actually picked up a little speed, ran a little faster, and then they ended up moving him
yeah.
up to run a grade three horse, a group three race.
And I backed out. Sorry to cut you off. I just backed out so the people that are watching us can see it's a 30 to 1 shot. the reason it's a 31 shot is the stuff I was just explaining and what Nick is explaining. 31 shot is a long shot, so minimum chance of winning this race, basically.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's the only thing that the trainer, Joseph Safi Jr. He's a really good trainer, but I don't think he's gonna do much. Basically, and also running from the inside rail
It's a
when the
heavy
race
pull for the
starts,
rain.
all the other horses are gonna run towards that rail. So if you're not an early speed runner, you're gonna get caught up in that mix. It's
Yeah,
almost
and
like if you drive on the highway and you get over to an intersection or you want to merge onto another freeway, everyone at the last minute charges for it.
yeah, and just to remind, if it is gonna be raining, the rail is the heaviest part of the track.
That's what I hear.
So,
That's what I hear.
so the start is gonna be heavier compared to the horses on the outside. So let's go to
So
horse number two. Simply joking. I will pop that up in our screen. Simply joking 10-1, which is different compared to the odds that early on had. Simply joking on my handicapping, I basically saw that she placed second at Oakland to Quiet Side, which is a rival in the race at the Kentucky Oaks. She also placed first before that two good speed figures, 112 and 124, but the 124 speed figure she has was at 6 furlongs. The race she's currently with a race, which is the Kentucky Oaks, is 1 mile and 1/8. We're talking about 3 furlongs more around there. So, the speed figure here won't really help her. It's more about pacing that speed throughout the race. She is 10-1, which makes her a contender. It's not low, but it is a chance of proving placing from one to third.
yeah, I think this horse it's coming out of New Orleans. It runs in the Louisiana area. He doesn't have that far of a trip to travel, so I think he should be looking good, looking fresh. With 3 wins, I don't know. It's kind of hard to beat. This guy might be, one of the ones you might want to be choosing there.
Yeah,
I don't see anything wrong with this horse. He's really good. As far as this trainer he's got, supposed to be the best in Louisiana, one of the best ones they got, one of the top trainers. Beckman Whitworth, he's really good. All his horses do really really well at the Kentucky Derby. They're always replacing. I don't see any problem with the trainer. As far as the jockey, I don't see any problems either. I think this horse could be a contender. It's no joke.
that's
So
the odds
like
speak
I
for
said,
themselves.
he ran across. He lost to Quiet Side, but Quiet Side he might be the second best horse besides the favorite. So I don't see a problem with this horse, Tony. I don't know about you.
Same year has a good just 3 races. That's the only problem I see compared to other horses. Other horses have 4, 5, 6, 7 races under their belt. But in my point of view, 3 races could be enough. Maybe she's hiding something under the tank, that nobody's seeing. Maybe, they're holding her back for this race so, she can surprise everybody. But, I'll put a finger on her. She'll be part of my exotics. And yeah, think she's a good horse.
Another thing though, Tony, this horse started running. Her first basic race that counted was in December, Tony. So she's only been running 4 months. And to have a record like that at 4 months is not bad at all. Usually it takes you a while to get to that level. So when your horses are running 6 and 7 races, they're not winning. They didn't win the first two, three right off the bat in the first 4 months. It took them a while to get to that point.
That's true.
So
That's very true.
I don't know. I see something in this one. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it as maybe one of my picks. I'll throw them in one of my exactas or maybe a win or a super or a trifecta. But it's definitely gonna be up there. Well, we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Things happen. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. So our next horse is Fondly. That's the 3 horse opening up at 20-1. So odds play a game in this. Letting you know that you know the betting public or the people that set the odds think that this horse doesn't have a chance. But what I have is she did beat early on at Colonial Downs, which early on was our number one horse. That's a rival. So there's horses that have faced each other in this group, not all together, but in different races. She also placed first at 7 furlongs at Tampa Bay Downs. Didn't see anything impressive about those two starts. In my point of view, I wouldn't consider this horse a threat, but yeah, that's all I have for her. I really didn't see anything that surprised me that I could put a finger and be like, oh yeah, this is gonna be part of my bets. I'm gonna shy away from this horse. I don't have much to say.
All right. Well, this horse has only been running 2 months. Started in February 14th was her first race. I check at Tampa Bay Downs. So 2 months with 2 wins, and then running her third race. Sometimes they say the third time is a charm. Another horse you might be want to keep on your radar. The trainer, once again, we go back to the trainer. It's very important when you're choosing a horse. I don't see a problem with this horse, Tony. I don't know what you think, what you see, but Grand Motions, I don't know. What do you think? And he also
Yeah,
has a good
what you're
jockey.
saying.
You can't go wrong with one of the Ortiz brothers.
Yeah, you can't go wrong
He's
with
at 30
any
to 1.
Ortiz brother.
If he were to come in first, second, or third, the payout would be just enormous. So definitely keep him if you're gonna
Like
go
I
with
said,
the exotics.
yeah,
So
yeah. Like I said personally, I didn't see much from her, so I really don't have a strong point of view, a strong be like, oh, okay, this is gonna be the horse to beat the 6-5 favorite. I actually do think there's better in this field, but once we get to those horses, I would, make sure I tell you guys, hey, this is my horse. So we're going to the next horse, which is the 4 horse, and this is Drexel Hill. What I got is race 7. Sorry, high speed at. She had high speed at Fairgrounds. Two high speed. Sorry, guys. Two high speed races at Fairgrounds and another one in Woodbine. Finished third to Simply Joking, which was our 2 horse we're just talking about. And yeah, just another long shot horse that I didn't see much, but high speed. High speed could help out if it's a fast pace race, but I there's something of me thinking it'll be very slow if the weather's gonna be that bad. I don't think there's gonna be front runners far from each other.
the only part that scares me on this one, Tony, see the bottom right here where it says synthetics at the bottom?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That means he's not might not like that kickback. He's only ran in 3 races. He only came in one, or actually hit the board in 2 of those races. So
Yep.
that's the only part that scares me on this one. I don't know. I don't know if that's a big factor in the way you think this horse is gonna do or what you believe, but sometimes you gotta bring everything, all the information you got, the speed, the surface it runs, the distance it
Yeah,
runs.
no, yeah.
All this is
All
important
that
when you're
stuff
trying to
matters.
choose a pick.
Yeah, there's
So that's the
horses
only
that
part that I would. I mean, it's once again, it's a Beckman Worth. I don't see this horse going anywhere,
okay.
especially if there's kickback. I'm gonna have to pass on this one.
Yep. All right, so let's see. We're going to racehorse number 5, guys. It's a quick kick at 30 to 1 as well, with the pedigree of McKinsey. Umberto Rispoli, Italian jockey, is on this one. A really good jockey from that race in Santa Anita. I like the jockey, I'm not gonna lie. The horse in my point of view, has placed first once, showed speed of 112 at 7 furlongs, did beat Quiet Side, which is a rival, at Keelan. So at 30 to 1, I could actually say, you guys can keep this horse in your exotics. Not to win, but in your exotics. Very strong showing against a really good horse. Like I told you guys, his rival in this race, which was Quiet Side. But yeah, pretty much that's all I have.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. I like this horse coming out of Santa Anita, our little my home course, as they would say. He did pretty good at first and a third, and then they shipped him out to Keeneland, sent him to the East Coast, and then he came in a second place over some horses that are pretty fast. And they brought him back. They put him in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile once again at Del Mar, another home course where he did fairly well as well. And I this horse has been running around over there on the East Coast since February, so he didn't have far to travel. Travel has a lot to do when you're running. It's almost when you go on vacation. When you travel, you want to take a little rest, from traveling, from moving or flying or wherever they get these horses there.
Yeah.
And he was on the East Coast and then went down to New Orleans and then they brought him back into Kentucky. So that's not a far drive or a far flight. So I think this horse might have a chance. I don't know what you're thinking, but he's looking good in my notes.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, I would consider him as an exotic horse. Don't see much of don't see much of a threat, but yeah, that's our two opinions on this. Our next horse is a six horse. Sorry, it's kind of slow, guys. Six horse at 10 to 1, Ballerina de Or. This is a horse I would put my money on, and I'm talking win, place, or show, which is first, second, or third. I would consider this as a good horse. The last three races shows potential, placing first, third, and second. Good performance beating rival early on, and just placing third behind La Cara, which another good horse that we'll get to. Yeah, like this horse is keep an eye on this horse. Put your money on this horse. Trainer Chad C. Brown, legend in the sport. I don't think they're gonna have trouble in this race. Besides the favorite, but really, really, really good filly.
Yeah, I mean, this horse started off on turf, Tony. I don't know if you caught that. Started off at Santa Anita on the turf, and they moved him to Keeneland. His second race was at that's right. Yeah, Kentucky Downs, I should say, not Keeneland. And then they moved him to Keeneland and still was running turf. So,
I did not catch that. I'm
and
just
then they
noticing
ended
that
up
right
moving him
now.
over to run in the dirt.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
just noticed that. That's really cool to see.
1-1 at 1 1/8, which is what they'll be running this week.
Yeah,
Oh, this is your horse, isn't it? You like Ballerina de Oro? Is this the one you're going with, or what? What do you
I like
think?
Ballerina de Oro. Not my
Not your top?
not gonna be the one I put my house on, but
There you go.
I do consider you guys betting first place, first, second, or third place.
Yeah.
This is a good money to cash out on. My horse is the next horse, which we'll talk about her. Her name is La Cara. Be your seven horse in this 14 horse field. Sorry for the buffering, guys. I'm trying to pop up the things as fast as I can. So yeah, La Cara is at 6 to 1 out of Street Sense with a good trainer as well, Mark Cass. What I saw from La Cara basically showed a lot of improvement. Placed first at the Ashland at Keyland. That's a really big race with a strong showing. Good speed figures. Did have a bad Phillies juvenile, which a lot of people, remember her that she had a really bad Breeders' Cup juvenile. But, since then, the improvement has been there. I think she's shown improvement by a lot in that race. This is a horse, yes. Bet your house. Bet your house
This
on
is the one. I know you're gonna put
this.
everything on here. This is the one
This
you
is
bet the
the
farm.
horse. This
You
is a
bet the
horse
farm
I'm
on this one,
betting.
Tony.
I'm betting the farm. I'm betting the stable. I'm betting everything on this
On
horse.
La Cara, huh?
On
All
La
right.
Cara. La
That's
Cara
the one.
is the horse. She's 6-1. I think she's gonna be the one that's going to give the favorite run for her money. This is a horse. This is the horse I think you should bet your whole house on. Literally, do not bet your house on it, guys.
Don't be betting our houses. Don't listen to him. You don't bet houses.
You know, just
It's all for fun, Tony. Don't be
just
betting houses on.
just know that this is the horse I am going to bet
There you go.
most of my
Your
exotics.
opinion.
My
Your opinion on
opinion.
that one.
This is a horse that's gonna be the key horse on all my exactas, trifectas, superfectas, and my win horse. So yeah, the La Cara is that's the information I have on La Cara. I'm strongly in favor of this horse. So yeah, that's what I think about La Cara, number 7 horse.
All right. All right. I see. I agree pretty much. This horse is everything you talked about. Like I said, he's got a couple maiden at the beginning. Couldn't win a maiden race. He had to try 4 times before he won.
Yeah,
And then they moved him up to run at a mile.
yeah.
And yeah, it's not going to be my top pick, but he'll be one of my picks and maybe the supers or trifecta in
So
the
on
third
to the
spot.
next horse.
The next one, let's see, Tony, what's next? What do you
Okay,
got?
next horse we got number 8 horse, 5G.
5G.
G Yep, 5G. I'm sorry for the buffering, guys. It's pretty slow. Okay, there you are. Okay, there you go. 5G. Can you see it on the screen, Nicholas?
Yeah.
Okay, 5G. What I have for 5G, one, the Gulfstream Oaks, which is a good race. It's the Oaks. It's basically the women derby at the Gulfstream Park. Placed second behind rival Quiet Side. Has been consistent. 6 races has placed 5 in first and second. Out of 6 races she's placing the money 5 times, first and second. Contender speed, yeah. I think it's a horse that I'll probably mix in my exotics. I won't shy away from this horse. I think there's potential as well. Yeah, that's all I have for 5G.
5G started his career on the dirt in Santa Anita. And then at Belmont Aqueduct, they moved her over to the turf to run in the grass. For those who don't know what turf is, she runs in grass. And she did that for 2 runs, and then they ended up moving her back to the dirt. Maybe the trainer saw something that he did a lot better on dirt. Maybe doesn't like grass, but he didn't do that bad when he was running turf. And those horses are a little stronger than the ones that run on dirt. They're not as fast as the dirt horses, but for the distance, running on turf is almost like running on sand. If you ever run on sand, you get a little tired, and then when you run on pavement, you run a little faster. So I like 5G. 5G is going to be actually my second or first or second pick on this one, Tony. I'm going to go with 5G.
That's a pretty big statement, man. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like what I see.
Okay. I'm
I
going to
like
the
it.
next horse, number 9, Tenma. Tenma's coming out of, I believe, the California circuit, right? I think she races for
Yep.
Bob Baffert.
Del Mar ran two of Del Mar, one at Santa Anita.
Really good
And then
horse, man.
when they ran our love, this is all West Coast, Los Alamitos.
Yeah, West Coast
It's all
horse.
us.
Tenma, odds-on favorite. Struggled a little to win the Santa Anita Oaks, but did pull off. She did have to use a little bit more power than what was supposedly required. She I think only won by 2 lengths, which is for a dominant horse like her, like not a lot. Numbers look good, man. 6 races, 5 first place at 1/3, so she's been in the money in all her races. This one could give a scare to the favorite, man. This is another horse that, I would suggest. So just remember, guys, 6 horse and 9 horse are horses I suggest alternative to my seventh horse, La Cara. So 6 and 9, Tenma, this one is a good horse to keep an eye on.
Yeah, yeah, I like everything. This horse has everything you need to win a championship, to win the title. She's definitely going to give the favorite a run for its money. It's going to be a good race. Basically, coming from the West Coast, so obviously I had to fly in. It's run the distance and really, really, really good speed. So I don't see anything wrong with this one, Tony. I think it's going to be maybe 5G and this one in second and third, 5G on my tries.
Looks good. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
I'm
Let's go.
liking it.
Let's go to the next horse. We're going to the 10th horse. Take charge, Milady. Not sure if I pronounced that wrong. I think it's Milady, Milady. Not sure.
Well, lady, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So next horse is out of Take Charge Indy.
There it is.
Basically, what I have for this horse, she plays second to La Cara in the Keelan, the Ashland, I believe. Yeah, she plays second to La Cara, which is my horse. So that means, keep an eye on her. She ran 10th, though, 2 starts back, finished behind rivals Quiet Sight and 5. From her 2 starts back to her recent race, she has improved a lot. So I would keep an eye on this horse because she has a good trainer too. Kenny McPeak is a good trainer as well.
Yeah, he's really good.
They're really good. So, keep an eye on this horse. I think she can appear. I know I said that for 2, 3 horses, but this is about, giving you guys options to bet. Don't just listen to what I say about the horse I prefer, but this is another option horse that, I suggest you guys should take seriously.
Yeah, this horse started its career at Alice Park in Kentucky. So it's a Kentucky born, bred horse. And then they ended up moving her to run can you go down, Tone? They ended up moving her to Oakland, where she ran really well, and then moved her back to Keeneland. So this horse is, been running in the area. Definitely didn't have far to travel. Might be another one to keep on your radar. The 10th place right here is what concerns me, Tony. The
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was like 2 starts back, like she placed 10th behind 2 rivals,
and it
going
was
almost a
the
distance.
honeybee.
The
So
honeybee, that's a
yeah,
great 3, but still, it's a consideration. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Improvement was shown, but hey, we don't
yeah,
know if she's gonna show up as her recent race or the 2 starts back.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, let's go on to the next horse, Nicholas. It's the
Let's
favorite.
do it.
The favorite, the one that everybody bets
There
all
it
their
is.
money on. The
There
one
it
that
is.
people the one that people bet, everything.
Boo! That's what we hate.
Clearly, boo. Nobody loves the favorite. Well,
Nobody.
nobody
It
loves
doesn't bring you money.
it. If you like
Unless you
money,
got thousands and thousands of dollars and you're putting it down on a horse that's sure to win, you're gonna win pennies on that. On the,
yeah. So I really don't have much to say, but to say this is the favorite. This is your 6-5 favorite. Perfect record.
yeah,
Has
but
hasn't lost. Looks great. But we are here to crack
that's
at it,
right.
beat her.
All good things come to an end,
All good things come to an end, man.
and it's tough to keep up that.
She has a good trainer. She has a good the stable she's coming from, a Godolphin. It's they own everything, man. uh
Dolphin is definitely the
Yeah,
ownership.
good pedigree, Magdalia de Oro, it's a good pedigree. Good trainer with Brad Cox.
Brad Cox, great jockey. Luis Saez.
I don't want to convince you guys, but it's just a good horse. It's gonna be hard to be there. Impressive wins. But once again, this is a podcast that we hate the favorites, so we're gonna bet
Yeah.
against them. We're not gonna bet with them. And if
If
we
you're
think,
gonna play this horse on top as your key horse, you kind of want to throw in maybe something in the all these horses, anything 20, 30 to 1 to
yeah,
come in second to make your money. Because if not, this horse is bringing you back pennies.
yep,
And to win pennies, to throw down dollars to win pennies, that's you're running in the wrong direction.
yeah, and
You'll
that's
never make your money. In the end, it's not worth betting the favorite
yeah,
unless you got a long shot in there somewhere when you're running in the exotic
yeah.
bets.
So let's
Because
just
we're here to make money. If you want to win pennies, then
yep.
it's going to be a long journey.
Once again, guys, that's a horse to beat. I got nothing against her. Good horse. But let's move on to the next horse. This is
Let's
your
do it.
12 horse, Anna's Promise. What I say about Anna's Promise, second to 5G, which is a rival in this race. Two wins at Gulfstream, one at 1 mile and 116, which is pretty close to the race that they're doing for the Kentucky Oaks, and another in 7 furlongs. Low speed figures for her compared to the others in the group, so I really don't have nothing positive to tell
I
you
have nothing
guys.
either.
I tried to get something positive out of her, but you know, I just don't see her being a threat in this race. I
Not
don't
at
s-
all.
I don't see her being an impact. I don't even see her in the exotics. So yeah,
Yeah,
Anna's
it took this horse
Promise.
5 tries to win. Not that that's bad, but these are all top horses. These
Yeah,
are all champions she's going to be running with. So 5 tries came in first, another first, and the second place to 5G, which was at a Group 2 race. So that means they moved her up again after her second win.
yep,
I don't see anything good about this horse, Tony.
yeah,
Once again, when you're betting, especially during the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, any high stakes, usually these are people that come in and never bet horses. And to bet like a horse that has someone's name, like Anna or Nick or Tony's Glory or, Francis's Baby, people that have never bet, like, oh, you know what? I know Anna. My neighbor's name is Anna. I'm going to bet this horse. So if this horse would have been a contender, and what works out is the more you bet, the odds drop. So the more money that goes into the horse, the odds drop. So that means your pay is going to be less if it wins. So always take that in consideration. People's names, if a horse has a person's name at a big race, and you see him right now, what's he running at, Tony?
uh, 30 to 1.
30 to 1?
Yep,
If she was at 5 to 1, right? Like I said, this is advanced, so we're 2 days before the race.
yep,
She's at 5 to 1. By the time they go off, if you would have bet your horse today, by the time it goes off, it might be at 2 to 1.
yeah,
2 to 1 is nothing, it's pennies. Oh, always take in consideration whenever you're betting a horse, it has a person's name, and you're gonna put it in an exotic in a bet, and it's way before the race is being run. If you're waiting, you know, if you're betting in the morning for a night race or a later on race that's running later on in the day,
yep.
the odds are definitely going to drop by the end. You'll see this horse at 30 to 1. I say it's going to go off anywhere from, it'll be way lower than that. It'll be probably 8 or 9 to 1 just because it's based on the name, Tony.
Yeah, that's true. So let's go on to the 13 horse, Bless the Broken. Bless the Broken, my point of view, once again, this is like another Anna's Promise. The name can probably intrigue people. F Turfway Park, third to the favorite, number 11, Good Cheer. Also second to Simply Joking. Seventh place behind Ballerina d'Or. Low speed figures in that race as well. So I really don't have much to say about her, but her negative performances I just don't see. Yes, she's coming from first at the Turfway Park at Synthetic, but
Pathetic.
once again, I just don't see potential in this one. There's better horses in this race.
Yeah, and if you see her only win came at a synthetic horse, and a synthetic is basically not that much kickback. Maybe you see these other horses right here running on dirt, running on dirt, running on dirt. Look at where she placed. No,
except for her
finally
first.
wins with no kickback, Tony. I think this might be a horse that doesn't like kickback.
Yeah, and and it was at 4.5 furlongs her first race, and that was at Evangeline Downs. So yeah, I really don't have much to say about this one, but another long shot that people will probably be betting because of the name.
Yeah, I'm
Bless
gonna
the
pass on that one,
broken.
Tone.
Bless the broken. That's a catchy name that people. Oh, I've been broken before. I've been blessed.
I've been blessed.
So there might be people that there's people that bet on color. There's people that bet on the names.
Hey,
You
my
know,
mom used to win on the pink horse, the one with pink,
there you go. My my
at
my
Hollywood Park. Which one do you want?
my younger brother. Sorry for the audience, but my younger brother literally say if he sees a horse taking a crap, he bets on that one because he thinks it's lighter. So and he's won before. So yeah, hey, just things that people think are there
Hey, everyone
to.
has their beliefs.
Yeah, so yeah, so the next horse is Quiet Side.
This is
Quiet
it.
Side. Good horse to look out for. Place
This is the
first,
one too.
last two starts. Showed improvement from coming in second to the favorite. Keep an eye on this horse. Keep an eye on this horse.
I like
Quiet
it.
Side. Is this your horse, Nick? Because you haven't told us
I
which
like
one's
it.
your
Yes,
horse. Which
this
one's
is
your?
the one.
This is the one. This is the one that you're gonna tell people to bet their houses
This is
on.
the one. This is the one I bet the farm on. I don't tell
Okay.
Patty because she'll get mad.
Okay. Okay, so tell us a little bit more.
Well, I mean, this horse has a really good jockey. Is Jose Ortiz, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
Running her.
Yep.
And everything good. Running out of Santa Anita once again, home course.
Yep.
Moved her over to Keeneland,
Yep.
where she did a third place, running with the bigger boys. And then a second place, and then another second place. And then the Honeybee, which was a Group 3 race, came in first. And then the Group 2 came in first. So it's coming off of 2 wins. Great jockey, good jockey. And then
I agree. I
I don't
agree.
see. I think
The,
this is
jo-
the one. I bet the farm on
the,
Tone.
jo- the jockey's a good plus for this horse. He's very very how can you say competitive. He's a competitive jockey, so
Yeah.
he's gonna be a big factor as well. Quiet Side is a good horse. I keep an eye on him. Out of the 14 horses racing on this, he is part of my exotics as well. One more thing about this horse, he did place, he did beat Simply Joking and 5G, but he placed behind the favorite, which is Good Cheer, in a good race. It was a good race. So yeah, keep an eye. So he has raced the favorite. The favorite has beat her. So just keep an eye on it, guys. Yeah. The Kentucky Oaks is basically like the Derby for fillies, which is female horses at 3 years old. Yeah, these are our opinions, our breakdowns, and basically, yeah, what this podcast would be about.
So what are you going with, Tone? What are you thinking? What are your?
Thinking La Cara. La Cara is gonna be the horse.
You're going with La
Yeah,
Cara, huh?
yeah, I'm
The
going with La
seven
Cara.
horse.
At the end of this video, guys, we're gonna end the video, but just know the last 30 seconds, Nick and I will be leaving exotic bets, which is wagers that you guys can place. And maybe we'll do a video where we teach you guys how to place bets on a website that we use. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Anything else to tell our audience?
that would be it. Just good luck. Remember, this is all for fun. Don't be betting houses and your
The
kids' college funds.
kids'
We're here
tuition,
just to have fun and
the trust
make
funds.
a little money.
But yeah, this is I'm your host Tony,
And Nick.
and I'm signing off, man.
All right. Well, good night and goodbye.